Sitting around the ballroom, they're talking about tomorrow when they're taking Johnny away. Said he wasn't no good, never done the things that he should. That's all the judge had to say. He went in the army when he was 18. Crazy young Irish and me.
All right. This is the first episode of Pulling the Cork.
Yes, sir.
I'm here with Danny Gillis.
I'm here with Brendan Ahern.
By the way, introducing yourself, any type of introduction is the most fucking embarrassing shit ever. Like I went to a softball meeting the other night for my daughter's, I'm going to be a softball coach, and the guy's like, there are 20 people in the room. The Dockside Malden, total Star Wars star, by the way.
R.I.P., by the way.
Yeah, not Dockside Malden, sorry. I always say Dockside Malden. Dockside
Wakefield?
in Wakefield.
That's
total
still
Star
standing.
Wars, Bob, dude.
Yeah, we don't get along now.
No,
It's a weird place.
Yeah. Guys, like, everybody go around and introduce themselves and tell, like, got to me, I'm like, this is the worst. I go, my name's Brendan and this is wicked awkward. And everybody was like, just dying. I'm like, this is horrible. Like, why? Was this Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yeah, why can't we let's just do that on our own time?
Dude, like, I mean, I get it.
Why don't we wait until, hey, which one of your daughters is up here? And then, oh, hey, I'm Brendan. How are you?
Yeah,
we don't have to stand up and say kumbaya.
No, and you have to say, like, I mean, the only thing that you would want to know is if somebody was coaching and didn't have kids, because that would be a little bit. Now we flag that person.
I'm getting, so I coach Papuana.
Yeah.
And I'm going through that right now. And we're having not a problem, because I genuinely like the guy, but it's strange that he wants to have so much control and he has no kid in the program.
That's.
It's a little sketch ballish. I know the guy well. I know he's not a weirdo. Chris Hansen isn't popping out to catch a predator anytime soon. But it's a little
It's a little dicey, dude.
Let's get a flag up there.
So, anyways, this is all right. So we're already getting the vibe of what this is. So basically, like, just to give our background, I had a cornhole podcast like 2 years. That is a thing, total niche market. We had you on the podcast.
Yes.
And I had discovered your stuff through the North Shore Beefs page.
North
Shout
Shore
out to
Beefs.
Andy Ferg and the North Shore Beefs crew.
Yeah.
And you used to review roast beef sandwiches in your spare
Still
time.
do. Less than 24 hours ago, I did a slightly intoxicated one.
Yeah. So, and for the people on the national stage here, North Shore roast beef is a roast beef sandwich, very, very like provincial type of situation to the North Shore, Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's like a Cubano in Miami. It's
Bang.
like I don't know, fuck. What's the shit they do in New York? Pastrami.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Well, like,
but it's way better. I see them are just way better.
Yeah, it's awesome. People are very passionate about it. I'm very passionate about it. So, and then we hooked up, and then me and you were just kind of going back and forth the last few months, texting, and we said, hey, this could be some room for. Basically, go ahead.
No, well, before that, if you remember, I was your bartender for a cornhole tournament.
That's right.
And that's how we first met.
That's how we met in person.
That's how we met in person.
That's right.
And this wasn't that long ago.
No, this was like
6 months ago?
6
7
months
months
ago.
And
Yeah.
now we're just pals.
Beast recognizes beast.
That's it,
You know what I
dude.
mean?
That's it.
Like two lions on the Serengeti.
That's it. And we just, it was like stepbrothers. After they
Exactly.
beat the shit out of each other and they became cool, that was us. Like, we just knew right off the rip. So
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing that's happening right now. But I'm sorry, I will interrupt you for the rest of your career. So
No,
sorry.
No. So anyway, so what the idea is, or what my thought process is, as I was looking around at podcasts, I was like, there really isn't a podcast that gives like what I think is like kind of the Boston point of view on certain subjects. You know what I mean?
On anything.
Or on anything. I mean, there's a couple good ones. There's like an old Dirty Boston podcast, which is great, but that's more like about crime in the city and stuff.
That's like, again, we're not even fucking 2 minutes into this, and I'm interrupting you left.
That's fine. Go for it.
But that's like the only type of books. Most people say like Malden High kids can't read. I can read. It just has to be true crime in like Boston. And I've read every fucking book on earth about it. But I digress. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Maybe I should drink more.
So, but anyway, so that was our idea, right? That was our thought process. And also, like,
Absolutely.
like Bill Burr, I think would be the closest thing to that. But Bill Burr is so removed almost from Boston now.
Yeah, but I
he
love
has that.
I love the fact that he's still Bill Burr.
Oh, yeah.
You
Bill
put him
Burr.
on Jimmy Kimmel, he's not changing his
No,
fucking ways.
no.
You know
He's
what I
really,
mean?
he's still, like, he has actually, like, he is. What's funny about people from Boston is what Bill Burr is. Like, he's like
1 billion.
a little bit miserable, like, but funny. You know what I mean?
If you've watched his cartoon, F is
Yeah.
for Family, like I aspire to be Frank Murphy. That's the father. That's me. He's just a miserable fuck with kids that are just hounding him and a wife that's selling fucking Tupperware, and it just makes It's the all-American Boston family.
Yeah, exactly. And, in the name of the podcast being Pulling the Cork, obviously that terminology goes back to when somebody likes to drink a lot. They say that guy likes to pull a cork. I think we both like to pull a cork.
Yeah.
Well
absolutely.
documented.
Absolutely.
By the way, speaking of like shit that happens to you only around here, last night went to a party downtown Melrose, and which is just north of Boston. Homeless guy walks up to me and my wife, says, "Hey," as I'm walking in the ATM, and I had my wallet out, right, like my money clip out, and I had like a few ones.
What a smart guy, though.
Yeah, but he goes, "Hey, man, I got no way home." He's like, "Can you help me out?" Well, I'm like, first of all, I'm not driving you anywhere, so that's that's off the table.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go, "I can give you $1, right?" I'm like, "I'll give you $1." And he you know what he does? He sticks his hand out. He goes, "All right, like I was fucking him."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
are you fucking like?
Yeah.
Are you serious right now?
It's unbelievable.
You're asking me for $1. I'm giving you $1,
Yep.
and you're disappointed.
I remember when like Cash App and Venmo first came out, and I
Yeah.
joked about it. And I'm sure I wasn't the only one, but I was like, it's just a matter of time before these people say, "Here's my Cash App. Can you help me out on a piece of fucking cardboard underneath the fucking Ted Williams tunnel, saying I need to get home somehow. Can you please Venmo me?" And I'd lose my mind because they're gonna pull out an iPhone immediately, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking turn it in, you know. Let's start there. Let's
actually,
get you a flip phone, and you can fucking call an Uber from there.
Unbelievable, dude. I mean, I couldn't believe the balls in this fucking guy. It's like he was like, and then I had to walk by him again as I leave the ATM, and he's kind of like giving me like a dirty stare, like you want to give me $1?
Yeah, you want to defend. He wanted at least defend.
No, exactly. Yeah. But anyways, also what we have in common, other than the fact that we love to drink and hang out and shoot the shit, is we are both of Irish heritage, correct?
It's the best heritage.
The best heritage.
It's not even close.
And a little background on yourself, first of all, as we go into this. You are born and raised in Malden, Massachusetts, correct?
Only city that will accept me.
And you were the youngest president ever at the Malden Irish American. Is that true?
I was.
That you can put that on the back of the fucking baseball card, by the way.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I might have signed a few autographs here and there for that.
Malden Irish American, which we discussed this before off air. I had never been into it for some reason. It literally is like the best Irish American in the world. First of all, it's fucking huge.
It's massive. And a quick little story about that. So you've seen it. It's massive, right? I'm getting married there next year. The hall holds like 400 people. At the peak of its membership, it had like 5,000 members. Obviously, that shit's dwindled down because people don't go into clubs anymore, really. But they bought that plot of land for $1.
Really?
Swear to God. So that was paid off day one. Unless it was the guy outside the ATM because he was still looking for that buck, you know. So, but it was that's like a little history of it. There's a lot of, I don't even know if I can talk about it on here, but there's a lot of connections in the past before my time with like the IRA was involved.
Sure.
And I always thought that was fascinating.
Yeah.
But there's a deep connection with my family and the Irish American. Obviously, I love my heritage as much as you do.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing on earth, like I just said, and I love telling people about it.
Yeah.
It's no secret. It's my Halloween costume every day. I got something on me, or I'm listening to something, and it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So I think that obviously I think it's the best thing in the world. Obviously, and you know what I love when somebody's like a hater. Like you get
St. Patrick was Italian. No, he wasn't, dude. No, he wasn't. And even if he was, he left your shit country. But dude, he wasn't.
If you grew up in Melrose, so I grew up in Melrose. So Melrose borders Malden, but they're very different.
Two polar fucking opposites.
Polar opposites. Malden's way more urban. Melrose used to be middle working class. Now there's more Teslas around here than fucking Starbucks. But when I was growing up here, you were either Italian or you were Irish. There was no like you met a kid like who was Polish, you were like, what's that? Might as well be Mars. Like there was no in between.
Yeah.
And I always associated it with like obviously the Irish heritage is huge on parties, getting together, social interaction, pubs, that type of stuff, music. I play music, I play guitar, sing, I do a lot of Irish music.
Beast.
But I just love that camaraderie. That's part of the heritage. If you think back, like I was doing the research a while back, the Irish were completely marginalized in the Boston area back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, banned Catholicism.
Oh yeah.
Like they were like treated like fucking dirt.
There's a YouTube song, and you've definitely heard the song. It's called "No Irish Need Apply."
Yeah.
but there's a YouTube song, and it's definitely someone from this area, fucking Charlestown, somewhere. And he has newspaper clippings of surrounding cities, and it's all, looking for a fucking housekeeper to clean up dog shit. And at the very end of it, it says no Irish need apply. It's literally my fucking background on my phone right now.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like I embrace it.
Yeah.
Because it's like we started there, and then we had fucking JFK just like, hey, what up? I'm gonna
I know.
steal your girl, your girl, your girl. And my grandfather's a bootlegger.
I know. Yeah, by the way, I read a book about their family, like crookedest fucking people in the business back.
Dude.
Like the old man was like he was.
It's amazing.
He was a
it's
criminal.
but it's so fascinating.
I totally agree.
It's
with
like
you.
it's people like the Kennedy suck. Yeah, they might have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it still makes a good story.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I have to say, that fucking, Ted Kennedy and the Chappaquiddick thing is fucking ludicrous.
It's insane.
Like, dude, it is insane.
But let me just give you a quick little. I came up with fucking $0, and
Yeah.
I had both my parents. They were separated.
Yep.
My mother had a picture of my first or kindergarten portrait, right?
Yeah.
Directly next to it was the Kennedy brothers. That's fucking sick. That's
is
a
sick.
right hand of God, true story. I go, Mom, are these my uncles? And she's like, you know your fucking uncles. Those are the Kennedys. And I'm like, why are they on the coffee table next to your Virginia Slims?
Dude, they are they're Teflon. You want to talk about old school Teflon shit?
Yeah, but that's what makes it a great story.
Oh, I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Any one of them. I mean, you could pick one out of the hat, and it's like a no fucking trivia question. It's like, here's what this person did.
Yeah, I know. Dude, that stuff is especially with given today's the climate we're in today, where it's fucking every Tom, Dick, and Harry with an internet connection thinks they fucking solving the next conspiracy theory.
It's amazing.
Those ones are the fucking real ones. Those are fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll go into a rabbit hole almost every single time I'm on the shitter.
Oh.
And I'll just be like, all right, this happened. What? How? Especially you want to talk Freemason shit. Oh, yeah. Sign me up.
Oh,
every single time National Treasure's on with Nick Cage, which is like a fucking C- movie, I'm like, I'm in. I'm in.
By the way, that is a classic example of one of those movies that's such a C-level flick, but it's so rewatchable. Did you watch that thing?
Every single time.
100%. I think too, I think it's funny because, and I don't know how this really starts or how it happens, but I do think it's interesting that it's people from around here in general, not all people, I mean, I'm generalizing, right? But they just don't really take shit. They're just so used to getting their balls busted. By the time, I went to a wedding once, right? And it was my buddy's wedding. We're all from here. And we were just fucking skewering each other at the table. And his buddy from California was there. And then when everybody else got up,
his jaw was on the fucking table.
he said to me, he goes, dude, if my buddies did this to each other, they'd be in fucking tears.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle it.
No.
And we were like, this is fucking Tuesday night.
Yeah, and it's so me and my brother are 20 years apart. We'll get into that fucking debacle in a minute. But so his son is basically my age.
Yeah.
He gets married. They live out in Denver now, which is a fucking awesome city if you've ever been. But we're out in Denver, and I'm in the wedding. They're getting married at a golf course. In 24 hours, I met John Elway and Peyton Manning. It was fucking insane. But we were at the rehearsal dinner. Now, I've never been to a country club outside of Mount Hood, which is fucking 10 feet away.
That is not a country club.
In my life, right? So I went up to go get a round of drinks at this country club, Cherry Hills Country Club. I'll never forget it. And this guy comes up, and he's supposedly this big used car salesman out in Denver. He's all over billboards and shit. I don't know who he is.
Ernie Block, basically.
100%. But he looked like Super Mario.
Yeah.
So he's like, you want a shot? And I'm like, oh, he didn't say you want a shot. He goes, do you want a whiskey? And there's a bear shit in the woods? Of course I do.
Yeah.
So he gives them to all the groomsmen. Well, Danny Gillis is going to take it and go, see you later, bye.
Yeah.
Right? He goes, well, what'd you do with that? I go, I drank it. He goes, it's a sipping whiskey. I'm sorry, I'll sip the next one. I don't fucking... and then he wasn't
Give
being
me another one.
right. So he wasn't being a dickhead. He was like, hey, that's like a $200 shot. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So me, who fucking doesn't have two nickels to fucking rub together out there, I'm like, I'll buy this one. So I went to go reach in my pocket, and my brother, he fucking Usain Bolt came back and just smacked my hand. He goes, do not pull money out here. I'm like, why? And then he literally schooled me. I was fucking 31. I had no idea how country clubs work. He goes, they pay money here. You don't...
There's no cash.
There's no cash, and these people make 180 grand as bartenders.
Yeah.
I was floored.
Yeah.
But that me doing that dumb shit got this guy involved in our circle, and he loved us.
Yeah.
Well, loved me.
Yeah.
Because I was shitting on him.
Yeah.
Back to where, he was like, I can't believe, he was like, you guys swear a lot in Boston. I'm like, well, why don't you? I'm like, if you're an adult.
Yeah, you're grown up. You can use the word.
Yeah, it's
right?
fine.
Yeah, but I think it's hilarious because I think that like when you go other places, I think that like people and I don't know what it is about the culture here that makes it like that. And obviously New York is got its similarities
They
there.
do. They do.
But like you have to be so quick if you want to be in the mix, busting balls when you're young.
Yeah, you'll never make it.
You just gotta be fast as fuck.
You do.
And so like that's just in you. You know what I mean? Like it's hardwired into your
from
system.
a young age.
You're already replying.
I mean, I don't know if we were like, I don't know, trained as a kid to be, because like the way that I talk to you right now, I talk to like this in front of my kids.
Yeah.
And like they are the most respectful kids on earth, which I love. But I hope when they're with their friends, they're coming right back at them, giving them 1-2.
Oh, yeah.
Jokes and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because it's the real world.
Yeah. Dude,
It's not all lollipops and rainbows.
my daughter actually, who goes to Malden Catholic and is doing great, when she was in
Shout
like,
out to MC's basketball, dude. Did
Sick.
you? I went to the game.
nasty, dude. Nasty.
They are fucking insane.
Unbelievable.
Shout out to my guy John Walsh, head coach. He comments, he texts me all the time through beef reviews just to break my balls. Same shit that
Yeah.
we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
And they won by 55.
That's insane, dude. It's insane. Awesome team.
Nasty. They were so nasty.
Yeah.
And right before we got there a little early, I know. Don't forget, Malden Catholic, your daughter. Don't forget.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm on it.
The game before that, it was Randolph versus St. Joseph's Prep.
Okay.
Randolph wins. They won by like 15 or something like that. So after the game, we obviously let their fans move and we moved to a closer seat. Dude, the whole St. Joseph's team was deaf.
Really?
The whole fucking team, dude. Every one of them had the little Secret Service earpieces in, and they were third base coaches. They played unbelievable.
Unreal.
Granted, they lost.
Yeah.
But you'd never know it watching it from the stands.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. They sat right in front of us, and I was like, I want to congratulate them, but what do I do?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know sign language. We're clear on the one thing. You don't know sign language.
Yeah,
That's fact.
I think I do.
You
I
know,
don't.
yeah, you know the universal one.
Right.
But when she was younger, like she had a little bit of like, wasn't really getting on as easily at school. So she was getting a hard time from a couple kids. And she's like, this one said, whatever. I go, you know what you do? Walk up to that girl and you know what you go. You go, you know what sucks? Your face makes me want to throw up every day when I see it. Like, I look at you and I'm like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
And I said, that's how you have to talk to somebody
That's
like
it.
that. Like, that's
it.
And she just died laughing because she's like, that's obviously, hilarious. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
she did it, but that's the idea. You know what I mean? Like, you
gotta-
have to, like, I was at a bar one time in New York for work, and I'm sitting next to this guy, fucking wrecked, right?
No.
And shocking. And my buddy was passed out in his seat that I was with, and this guy's telling me that he was there for a pizza conference. And I'm like, oh, sick. And he's like, yeah, it's like the once a year like pizza conference. And I'm like, nice, you own a pizza shop. He's like, I'm the largest independent owner of Pizza Huts in Texas. I own 47 Pizza Huts.
Did
And
you
I
tell
go,
him that
I
his
go,
pizza's
what do you
terrible?
think of Pizza Hut? And he goes,
fucking
it's great pizza. And I go, you, my friend, have no fucking idea about pizza. And he just goes, excuse me? And my buddy comes flying off the bar and he goes, oh shit. And I'm like, and he's like, it's great pizza. I'm like, you can't believe that. I'm like, if you believe that, you have a carnival worker's palate.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of food could you like to think that's good?
Every once in a blue moon, I'll like think of food that I had as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really want that. Like, it was Pizza Hut. That's
Yeah.
why I'm bringing this up. And there's a Pizza Hut in Everett that's close by, and I was like, I'm gonna go get fucking Pizza Hut. It was terrible.
It's trash, dude.
It's absolutely
trash.
terrible.
It's trash. Speaking of food, all right. So now let's get back to the Irish thing a little bit. We talked about this when we had you on our the Cornhole podcast.
Yep.
Shout out to the Doghouse Dogcast,
Shout out.
Pat McCracken and Donnie McPhee. Unbelievable people. Irish have the worst food in the business. I mean,
it's not even close. They have.
and I'll tell you this.
We have.
You could make the argument if you want to get into technicalities. Like, for example, I don't like Indian food, but that's not because Indian food's not good. That's just because I have a American palate, probably.
You have a
know what I mean?
child's
I have a
palate?
child's palate, probably. But like, I mean, like, I hate when people do this argument to me because I'm like, the Irish food is trash. And they're like, dude, I love corned beef cabbage. I'm like, oh, you love it so much, you have it once a year.
Right.
That's how much you love it. You have it on St. Patrick's Day.
And corned beef is Jewish. Shout out to the Jews, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
L'chaim, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not even like really ours. Like it is like my buddy got married in Ireland. He met a girl at the Barn, which is a bar in Somerville. He moved with her to like a small town in Ireland, and that's where he lives. My best friend.
Still.
Still lives there. Wow. And
oh, was he the one that told us about COVID 6 months ahead of time?
yes,
Nostradamus?
yeah, Nostradamus. So anyways, his wedding, they had 2 different types of potatoes on the plate. Like 2 different, like one was like a mashed and one was like a fingerling. Like that's the options we have here. Various potatoes.
I love potatoes.
Me too.
But what are we doing?
What, dude? I mean, I can't even tell you like the best. Okay, Irish breakfast is amazing. I'll say this: I like Irish breakfast. I like I like Irish. Love it.
Yeah. Hugh O'Neill's has a phenomenal breakfast.
That's a great Irish.
It's phenomenal.
I love that. I had my 40th birthday there.
Really?
Yeah. Bloodbath. Everybody got kicked out except for 4 people. I was one of them.
If
Unbelievable.
there's a couple of things in life. If you never got stabbed or attempted to stab at Good Times, or if you never got kicked out of Hugh O'Neill's, you didn't live.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You can even throw in the mix like Coogan's. You ever been to Coogan's in Boston?
Yes.
That's my favorite bar ever in Boston.
Yeah.
Dollar drafts forever.
Yeah.
Forever. But I can't tell you how many times I got into a fight there. That's like the 5 points of Boston right there.
Dude, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I got my nose broken in fucking Faneuil Hall. Like, dude, I got so mad. We got in a fight in Faneuil Hall one time outside of the Purple Shamrock, which used to be there.
Yep. Remember it often.
So we get in this fight, and I'm exchanging blows with this kid. I'm like, I really don't want to get hurt bad in this fight because there's 6 of them and there's 3 of us. One of my buddies, who's a fucking complete pussy, is eating a sausage, watching, by the way.
What a guy.
Yeah, what a fucking team player. So anyways, cops come. They hit my buddy in the back of the legs with a billy club.
They hit the 3 guys, not the 6.
Yeah, they hit one of us.
That's nice.
Back of the legs of the billy club. I put my hands up. I never forget this because I had a brand new polo shirt on, button down. We're talking 2001, right? Something like that. I put my arms up. Cop goes over to talk to this kid. Like, say I'm not doing anything, right? I don't want to get arrested.
Right.
Kid comes out of left field, hits me in the nose, fucking sprays down my shirt. I looked at him, I go, seriously? I'm like, that was such a fucking shitty move, dude. Such a shitty move. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't gotten into a fight in Faneuil Hall, like, I mean, you haven't.
And you're a tourist.
Yeah, you are a tourist, dude. So back to the food, though. Italians in all day for me. I mean, like,
they will win every single bracket on earth as far as food.
I mean, there's no reason to even have a Sweet 16 because it's always them, hands down, no questions asked. The wine, the food, the experience. Like, nobody's getting a corned beef sub. All right?
Nobody.
Chicken palm subs are flying off the shelves every single day.
I'm probably going to have one tomorrow, right? Roughly around 8:45 in the morning. And it's amazing the fact that I can get one at 8:45 in the morning.
Where do you get one at 8:45?
Place Bennett's. I'm working right near Fenway.
Okay.
Bennett's it's outstanding.
Really?
It's outstanding.
You got chicken palm sub at 8:45.
I will text you a picture tomorrow morning.
That's breakfast.
It's either going to be a chicken palm, an Italian, or a steak and cheese. Dude, their bread it's bliss. I can't explain it.
So,
it's like a pillow.
Italian sub is like if I'm doing like if they're about to put me in the chair, final meal.
Italian sub?
Italian sub from New Deal in Revere.
See, I love New Deal, but
Yeah.
I gotta get you to Coca Factory in Everett.
I've never heard of it.
That's psychotic.
Really?
He's the sub Nazi. That's his nickname. He's cash only. Everything on his menu is handwritten in chalk.
Yeah.
He's fucking sick.
Really?
He's sick.
Okay, I gotta go there.
But he makes the best sandwiches you'll ever have.
Really?
And I love New Deal. I'm not shitting on New Deal. He makes a better Italian than
So
New
for the
Deal.
people playing along at home who aren't from here, New Deal it's called New Deal Fruit Stands in Revere. It's basically you walk in, it's like an old school Italian fruit vegetable stand.
I love the fact it's called New Deal Fruit. And
I know.
that's the last thing on my mind when I walk in there.
I don't even think I go right past.
You're just
the
getting
fruit.
hit in the head with sausages hanging out of the fucking roof.
Dude. And so they make in my opinion, they make some of the best sandwiches that are made in America.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Funny story about them. So when I first started my business, I was like, we had two kids, and like I was under this thing called a non-compete. Make a long story short, I was having trouble making money at that point. I worked nights, or like afternoons at Home Depot in Chelsea, right? I think I was one of 2 white people that worked there.
You were 100%. Can you put a sentence together in Spanish? That is a tough fucking
dude. I love those guys. So anyways, one of the kids I work with, he's a complete dummy. I mean, I can't even explain how dumb this kid's this dumb that we used to go during the day at lunch and we used to get steak tips at Floramos, right? Floramos is like a great restaurant in Chelsea also. We go one day, he had a heart attack at like 24, right?
That's why he's dumb?
No, but this is, I'm about to tell you that. He goes, I go, what do you want? He goes, brother, I'll take, give me steak tips, brother. He goes, well done. I go, you want well done fucking steak tips from Floramos?
Well, now
Here's his answer. brother, I can't have red meat. I gotta have it brown. The doctor said no red meat. I gotta have it brown in the middle. Dude, he thought that because he cooked it all the way through, and then he wasn't eating red meat.
No way.
Yes, 100%. So anyway,
maybe that heart attack was warranted.
dude, I mean, this kid is worthless. So I go to get a sub, right? I go to get a sub. He sees me. He's like, I hadn't seen him in like 3 years. And he's like, brother. He's like, what's up, brother? He grew up in the Cool Street Projects.
Okay, I know exactly where it is.
He goes, brother, what's up, brother? Like, what are you having? I'm like, give me Italian, everything, run it through God. He gives it to me, right? I go up to, I'm not even looking at the sub. I go up, I put it on the deck, and the girl working the register is like, this says $1.99, $1.99. I go, oh, I don't know. And she goes, we don't have any subs that cost $1.99. Right. Like he thought he was like hooking me up.
Yeah.
But that lady was like, who would be dumb enough to like write $1.99?
Yeah.
So like then she has to go up and he's like, oh, I mislabeled it, like 8 whatever it was, whatever. I'm like, dude, you are the dumbest person of all time. Yeah. But anyways, he works there. When I call there to order a sub, like if I order ahead, my wife's like, why do you turn into a hard ass when you call New Deal? I'm like, because, dude, you got to be intense.
You have to. I'm a firm believer. The more difficult it is to order a sub, the better the sandwich is going to be. And that's why Coca Factory he's the man with that.
Yeah.
He's a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
But you're going to be like, he does suck, but this is fucking good. And he's got soups. He's got Fox News the volume's going to be on 100. He's wearing MAGA hats. He's just he's out of his mind. But you're going to get what you get out of him.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, there's the fucking door.
So I love places like that. So you ever had Louis Pizza in Woburn?
No, but that's like on the list. I heard Louis is fire.
So Louis Pizza, now I still haven't had it either, so I'm talking out of my ass. But my buddy is like swears by it. He's like, whatever. The way the guy rolls is this. He's a certain amount of dough for the day.
Yeah.
When the dough's done, closes.
Yep.
So if he runs out of pizza at 3:30,
he doesn't care.
He doesn't make any more pizza.
Right. That's
He's
awesome.
done.
That's
He's
beautiful.
Quality, dude.
That's
quality.
beautiful. That's fucking, I love that.
Like that's like a dying art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Because now you got to fucking cater to everyone, which, don't get me wrong, I love fucking good service.
Yeah.
But if that's the way that guy's starting his business, he's ending with that way.
100%, dude. 100%. So, I mean, first of all, so there's nothing literally that the Irish have other than the music, drinking, the culture, right? The food there's nothing there for us.
No.
I mean, the beer, obviously, but that's like...
Beer's fire.
Yeah, beer and whiskey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we do that pretty well.
Yeah, I mean...
I love beef stew. Like, and I make mine with with
you're right.
Guinness.
You're right.
But, like, anyone can make that. It's not like... Is it a staple in the Irish community? Maybe.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of fucking cold, rainy days, and I guess that's Ireland, right?
Yeah.
But, like, soda bread?
No, dude.
Buddy.
Horrible.
My mother used to buy soda bread, make soda bread. I don't even remember because it's a distant horror in my fucking life. But she'd dip it in fucking tea, and I'm like, that's the only way you can eat it because it's just piles of chalk.
Dude, I went on a fucking rant with a bunch of my buddies one time about like scones. I'm like, fuck scones.
Yeah, that's like their Italian cousin.
That's why they muffins. Muffins are good. Yeah. Like scones are like fucking dirt balls.
I don't get it either.
And you wedge a couple blueberries in there. You're like, yeah, it's sweet.
It's a blueberry scone. No, it's blueberry rubble.
It fucking blows, dude. Yeah, it is. It crumbles apart. Like it has no staying power.
I'm not a scone guy.
No, scones fucking blow. So anyway, I think that like the food was clear. And you know what? Funny story with that. My parents bought their house in Melrose. They have a duplex with my godparents.
Yeah.
Right? It's a split down the middle. So in the middle at the very front of the house, there's a door that connects both houses, and it was like it wasn't locked. So like if I had to go over there to get something, they would come back and forth. Like it was a communal type of atmosphere.
Beautiful.
My godmother is Revere Italian. Godfather is Italian. Chavan is their name. I would come home from basketball practice. My kitchen at my parents' house is at the back of the house. Mm-hmm. I would come in the front door, it'd be fucking freezing cold out. I would smell fucking chicken parm. I would smell fucking garlic.
Anything.
And as I walked closer to my kitchen, I would smell fucking chicken pot pie, which is fine.
Boiled tears from your eyeballs.
Yeah, just depression.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, we're going to have barbecue chicken on the bone again tonight. No, I don't fucking want that at all. Oh. Nobody wants it at all. Yeah. Nobody. And then, as time went on, my mother became...
It's canned barbecue sauce, too.
Oh. Yeah, trash, dude. Just trash shit. You know what I mean?
I got this in the craft. They were 2 for $5.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Like, and as time went on, like, as I got older, my mother became this, like, awesome cook. She's a great cook now. But, like, when I was a kid, she had, like, no interest in it. She was like, here's some spaghetti with butter on it. It's
oh,
like,
yeah.
Which, by the way, that was, like, a good night.
Delicacy.
Prince Spaghetti night. There was no, by the way, back in the day, now I'm 10, 12 years old, and you're 33?
34.
34, all right, so I'm 45. So back when you got to think about this. I try to explain this to my kids, like pre-internet type shit. It's like there was like cookbooks and there was no like internet, so you were like, and there weren't even cooking shows, right? So like maybe like Julia Child
and Jan Can't Cook, remember him?
yeah. Oh, the Frugal Gourmet.
Yes.
I think that guy got himself some hot water for being like a fucking creep. But anyways, so it was like that was not like this like focus on like gourmet like eating. It was more like, yeah, you're gonna eat to survive. Like you're gonna feed your family, and you're on a budget. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like my dad worked at Gillette. My mother was like was a substitute teacher, so it wasn't like we were like going out to eat all the time or anything like that.
Right.
But there was no like taco night at my house. There was no like it was like we were so fucking basic. Let's put it this way. It's like I always say about people you meet. If I can't remember your fucking name, like the second time I meet you, then you're not interesting. If I can't remember what I ate at my parents' house, that's a sign that the food was fucking pretty brutal. You know what I mean?
I totally get it. Are you a fan of like, so maybe it's not Irish, but it is, but it's more New England. Brown bread, are you a fan of brown bread?
Now I've heard you talk about this. I've never had brown bread.
Oh, you fucking, I love it. See, like that's something that's like I haven't had in a very long time. I might leave here and just go to fucking 7-Eleven and just grab myself a can of brown bread and just fucking have that tonight.
They haven't actually, you know, what's funny is we're sitting here in this garage. We're in my garage bar, but around the corner there's it's Common Market, right? It's just like a 7-Eleven, right? But they have a fucking ridiculous Irish section, like with like back bacon and like everything, like in all like the hobnobs, all that shit.
Sure.
Lucas Aid, which is like Gatorade. Now I talked about this in my old podcast, but this is one thing the Irish have fucking right. So my buddy comes home, usually go home twice a year, right? Now he was just home for the first time in 3 years, obviously because of COVID, right?
Yep.
He actually works with me too, so like he works remotely from Ireland. So I talk to this kid every day. So
that's fucking sick.
Yeah. So, but they have a fucking cheat code over there for hangovers. They have a drug called. They have a thing called Solpadine. SOLAP. So no, SOLPADEINE. So on the cover of it,
you were getting scored on that.
on the cover of it, yeah, exactly. Spelling bee. On the cover of it is a fucking thunderbolt, right? I mean, it's designed for hangovers. Now you have to talk to a pharmacist to get it because it's addictive.
What is happening?
Listen, you have to talk to the pharmacist to get it.
And they got it around the corner from you?
No, they don't. You can't get it in America. He brings it home to me once a year.
Okay.
And I have to, once I'm done with it, I have to immediately forget it exists or else my life is ruined. So what it is it's paracetamol, which is like a painkiller, like whatever.
How the fuck do you remember these names, dude?
It's because this is how good this shit is. Paracetamol, it's got caffeine in it, and then it has codeine in it. Dude, you take two. You take it.
Sounds like a Lil Wayne video.
So it's Alka-Seltzer form, right?
Yeah.
So you drop two in a solo cup and fill it up with water. We were driving. We were working one time in New York, meeting clients. That was the night after I told the Texas fucking pizza man to fuck off.
Yeah.
We get up in the morning. We take it. I'm driving. It's the first time I had it. I'm driving. I go, dude, I feel like an electric factory right now. I go, this stuff. He goes, yeah, you know why you feel that way? I go, why? He goes, because you're fucking high as a lab rat.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's like you're on codeine and fucking caffeine. And dude, like, nothing can solve like a 2-day, you went both back to back 4 a.m. type of situations.
Like
but like
that?
if you went out to 2 last night and you wake up with a little banger, this thing will pull you through like you come out like you're flying. You feel great. So anyways, if
awesome.
you ever get to Ireland out there in the community, anyway, listen to this. You gotta get yourself some Solpadine. You gotta have to have an Irish person go ask the pharmacist to get it for you though, because I don't think they'll sell it to random.
Someone's gonna have it in their house. Their hut.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking amazing. So they've got that right too. They figured out how to cure the hangover. Apparently, they have. And now his sister lives in Northern Ireland. Interestingly enough, she brought me home. They have a thing called Solpadine Max. Now I'm glad I don't have this stuff around.
So what you just said wasn't enough. So now they have some.
Apparently, the northern people, the people in the north, they need it even worse.
Well, they go through some shit.
The hangovers are even fucking more intense, dude.
Yeah, I get it.
Actually, so anyway, so he brought that home recently. I was through it in like 3 weeks. I was like, because it was my birthday week, so I'm like just fucking popping them left and right, throwing them in a Gatorade. Unbelievable.
It's just you're just fucking accustomed to it at that point.
Yeah, but I think that like this kid's 6'1", 151 pounds. He was like he's an unbelievable marathon runner. Like I don't think he really likes to eat, so it doesn't affect him. But like we were over there for his wedding, right? We were at his brother owns a pub in town. His brother-in-law. So me and my buddy were there, and my
That's
buddy's
gotta be fucking sick.
Oh, it's sick, dude. So they had a barbecue, and they had sausages and what they called hamburgers.
Yep.
And so my buddy goes, Jesus, dude. He goes, these hamburgers are fucking pretty beat, huh? And I'm like, yeah. So I go to my buddy Jimmy who lives there. I go, Jimmy, do they like feed the cow something different? Because these taste different. And he's like, oh, I don't know. Why they don't taste the same? And my buddy Josh goes, local 7 Iron worker, shout out. He goes, yeah, do they feed them like shit? Because that's what this burger tastes like. It tastes like fucking shit. But everything tastes fucking different. Dude, the water tastes different. Have you been over?
Not in a very long time.
Okay.
But
okay.
it is, I got to get back over there. My family lives in Monaghan.
Oh, yeah.
And, which is right before Northern Ireland. So
Yeah.
I want to get up there and fucking see that.
I think I'm going.
And actually be there and like, as an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I went for his wedding, but it was like I was broke at the time. This is when I was working at Home Depot. So like I told my wife, like, we basically can spend 4 days there. We're going to get back. And
Yeah.
so we went in like a whirlwind. And then, but I think we're going to go back next year, go with his family. We're going to rent a house in West Cork and like spend a week in the summer. Like, I'll be fucking sick.
Right on the water, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, the food, well documented that the food's not good.
Yeah, it's not good. And it's nothing against, like, I don't know, if we have someone that's an Irish chef, it's not against him. It's just, I don't think they fucking know cuisine yet.
Well, I think that also, like,
They were more concerned about, like, if they were stuck in a cave, you can go 30 days
Yeah.
without drinking. So they were like, all right, well, let's figure this out.
dude, my buddy tells this great story. It's a small, like, village that he lives in. It'd be like living up in New Hampshire, basically. You know, in some, like, not in Manchester, like in some, like, random place. And he said that, like, there was this kid that came there that was born in Ireland, but then was raised in Brooklyn. His parents were Irish, and then he moved back. He married a girl from there, too. He opens up a fucking pizza shop. My buddy's like, dude, pizza's unbelievable. Like, New York-style pizza, fucking, like, we don't have anything close.
Right.
Like, you know.
They got Pizza Hut?
Guy was out of business in 6 months. There's nobody, they don't have the fucking taste for it, dude.
Yeah.
They don't have the interest in it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
There's certain shit, like you were talking earlier about you don't have a taste bud for Indian food.
Yeah.
Well, the one time I had Indian food, it was halal. Now, I found out later, halal, all that means is that it's blessed by
Okay.
their religion. To me, to this day, I'm like, halal's fucking disgusting. Maybe this person just couldn't cook chicken.
Yeah.
I will never touch halal meat again in my life. All it means is some guy just goes,
bless it.
fucking gives you a Hail Mary in their fucking religion, and that's it. This was the worst chicken I've ever had in my life. And I won't even look at it anymore. And it's not, because like they use curry and shit. I love Caribbean food. Love it. It's like Italian, then Caribbean. Maybe barbecue, you know what I mean? But I love that flavor. Fucking jerk chicken, give me all that. All of it. Oxtail, fucking halal chicken to me is like, it's just fucking gross. And I don't think they do anything different other than bless it.
Yeah.
And it just left the worst fucking taste in my mouth, and I just won't ever look at it again.
I mean, I'm pretty like when I say I don't like Indian food, I mean I'll fucking eat Indian food. Like, I don't dislike it to the point where I wouldn't. I'm a pretty easy person to
No,
please.
but you're not gonna. Hey,
I'm
honey,
not gonna seek it out. Let's
Hey,
put it
honey,
that way.
let's go to fucking Abe's tonight. You know what I mean? You know,
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
fucking, you know,
But I think that's like we said too. I think that's part of it's like the way you grow up on like what you eat and like how you know what I mean how you accustom to food.
Sure.
But you have, I mean, where's your wife from?
Puerto Rico.
So you have like you get some grub that we're not getting on the Irish side or the Italian side.
1,000,000,000%. But so back to the corned beef thing, right? She makes this meal, and I think it cost her, I want to say like $4.
Okay.
Right? And it's a pot of rice, fucking shocker, right?
Yeah.
Pot of white rice, and it's corned beef hash with corn in it. It is the most white trash meal ever, and it's like a huge thing in Puerto Rico.
Really?
I'm like, I can fucking eat this every day, and I hate rice. Like,
Yeah.
I have so much rice, I'm done with it. If I never eat another fucking grain of rice again, I'm done with it. But there's certain shit, dude, that, like, she's a beast cook. Like, if me and her ever split, I'd still be in a corner like, hey, how you been? Did you make that soup today? And she'd be like, yeah, you fucking idiot.
What was the thing that you were talking about on Facebook at like Christmas? The drink.
Coquito.
What's that?
It's like an alcoholic eggnog.
Okay.
So they take, it's like coconut milk.
Yeah.
With like fucking some sort of Bacardi. But like my sister-in-law makes it. She'll make like a pistachio one, cookies and cream. I'm the fucking test tube baby. Just give it all to me and I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll tell you which one's the best.
Yeah.
But now they make dough off it because like fucking schlubs like me and you are like, oh, give me some of that. You only get it once a year.
Yeah. Well, that's like, dude, there's so, I play a lot of cornhole. In the cornhole community up here, there's a ton of, there's a ton of Asian people who play cornhole. Did you see your sister runs a cornhole night.
Correct. Wednesday
And
nights, Irish American.
Wednesday nights at the Irish American.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we actually really connected.
Yes.
In a roundabout way. But there's this guy named Sacco Long. He's awesome dude. He's from Lowell, I think. He makes this fucking jerky. And
I love jerky.
dude, it's extra hot. It's not like thick jerky. It's like wicked thin, almost like beef chips. People who I've given it to, and he only does it like once a year.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like coquito. It's like you can't just get it all the time.
Right.
So that's what makes it even more
Yeah,
like
it's like
interesting. You know what I mean?
You just turn into a fucking food
Dude,
junkie.
this shit is fucking unbelievable.
We went to, I went to, this past, I proposed to my girl on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And
Congratulations.
I thank you. And the day that I went to go pick up the ring, it was up in, what's the fucking mall in New Hampshire, right over the border?
Rockingham. Yeah.
So I go there. I'm leaving. I'm in and out. It's fucking 45 minutes away, but it seems like a mile, right? And I get up there and I'm leaving and I see this little hut. And I'm like, is that all beef jerky? Dude, I just spent X amount of dollars on a fucking ring, right?
Yeah.
I walked out of there with $120 worth of beef jerky. Just because they had so many different flavors. And I'm like, can I come back here? And they're like, oh, today's our last day. So they got me. They could have been fucking lying to me, but they got me $120 worth of beef jerky.
So, and you know what?
I'm on 93 on the way home going, blah, 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 fucking
gets the
stuff in my
fucking-
face with garlic hot fucking, it was so bomb.
She gets a dope ass ring and you get fucking, you end up getting fucking,
Beef jerky?
hey, listen, you got something for you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm an easy man to please.
Yeah,
Like, if you
it's-
give me good food
that's
and
all I need.
beer,
That's
like, I'm
all I
not
need.
really,
That's all I need.
I'm not a hard guy to please.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, when you get some access to some food like that you can't normally get,
Yep.
like, that's like the same thing with a Sopidine. It's like, when you get some shit you can't get a lot of, like, you're like, it's even more awesome.
So
You know what I mean?
there's a fruit in Puerto Rico, and I think it's in a few islands, but you can't get it in fucking, you're not getting them all.
Yeah.
And they're called canepas, and they're like little fucking, they're in like a green wrap, right?
Yeah.
And you pick them, and then basically like the grandmother, whoever brings them back from Puerto Rico, dumps them on the table, and then it just turns into Child Labor Day, and everyone you have to peel them to eat them and suck
Yeah.
them. Dude, these things are crack cocaine. You'll sit there and you're just sitting there having a beer with a whole bunch of children fucking doing this child labor bullshit because they're so good.
Really?
Dude, they're like, I can't describe it. It has like a mango texture.
Okay.
But you don't swallow it. You just fucking next one. Oh, dude, I can't.
So is it like, it's got like a pit?
There is a pit, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But you just, it's like, they're perfect for like, a perfect alternative, better tasting sunflower seed.
Okay. I
Like
got
you just throw them in your mouth. You don't swallow the seed itself.
Yeah.
You just suck on. Oh, they're
Fuck sunflower seeds, by the way.
I love sunflower
They're
seeds.
fine. I mean,
love
I think they're fine. I think they're like, you know what?
Ranch
I'll tell you why-
sunflower seeds.
I'll
fine.
tell you why. You know what? I shouldn't say that. What happened to me one time was part of the reason I hate sunflower seeds.
Because you were a dipper.
We used to dip,
Yeah.
and I would do sunflower seeds. But the first time I had a dip ever in my life, I had just finished a bag of sunflower seeds, and I had a dip, and I threw up all over the fucking Lewis Monk Park, and that's the taste I can't get out of my mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I
like
mean,
the,
it's- yeah,
it's
so
like the
you-
fucking whatever. People who can't stand tequila, Jack Daniels, whatever, because
That'd
they
be
got
me.
sick on it.
That'd be me.
You don't like tequila?
I will do a couple weeks ago. I had a fun time with tequila.
Yeah.
But it wasn't straight. I can't do a tequila shot.
Can't do a tequila shot. Yeah.
No, that will come
Dude.
immediately back up.
I'll tell you what was wild. During Christmas, or before Christmas, right before Christmas, I had COVID. And like maybe the 6th day in, I lived in this garage for,
Yep.
was not horrible. But like the 6th day in, I'm like, fuck, I can't taste this soup. So I'm like, the weirdest thing was I fucking stuck my beak in a whiskey bottle. Nothing. And then I'm like, I'm pouring a shot. I gotta see, like, can I taste it at all?
Right.
You could taste a little bit of the bite on the back of it. But like, you know how you
could
see that dude
swish
at the
it
bar
around
who
like-
could just do it like,
Swish around like Listerine.
yeah, I was like, no big deal. Might as well have been anything else, dude.
See, because I had COVID too, but I didn't have any effects like that.
You didn't lose it?
I had more of an earache, and I thought I had an ear infection.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was so confident with it because I was like, I'm not taking a fucking at-home test. I'm not doing that.
No.
Everyone in my family had it.
Yeah.
Everybody. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm bound to get it.
Sure.
I just had an earache. I'm like, I got an ear infection. Give me that. Give me the pink shit. Give me the amoxicillin. Let's
Yeah.
have ourselves a fucking day.
Yeah.
Put that on ice all
Yeah.
day long. Sure as shit, I had it. And I fucking just binge watched fucking shows that I've already seen.
Yeah.
The Wire, The Sopranos.
Why is awesome.
Wire is the best.
Season 2.
Oh,
my favorite.
My favorite. And dude, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
The very first time I watched The Wire, I couldn't get through season 2. and then it slowly became my favorite season. It's so underrated.
You know what? I would have the same thing, except for the fact that somebody told me, they're like, dude, you got to just let that thing slow burn.
Yeah,
because
because
it's so good.
it all comes back.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. By the way, we should. While we're also on the subject of the Irish stuff here on this episode, we just did have St. Patty's Day, by the way. We should also mention, like, I think this is an interesting take. It's like, you know, the Catholic thing in Boston, like, it hasn't aged as well as, like, it might have 25 years ago, pre-scandal, right?
Yep.
Like, my dad was raised Catholic, went to Catholic school. Obviously, my daughter goes to Malden Catholic. I'm not a Bible beater. I don't, like, I go to church when I have to. I used to have this conversation with my wife. I'm like, I don't want to go to... I said, okay, I'm just telling you this now. If heaven's like church, I don't want to fucking go, because church sucks. I'm like, church, fucking seats are uncomfortable. Tell me when to stand, when to sit.
Up, down. Peace be
like,
with you. I mean, it's too much.
Yeah, listen, in theory, it's almost like fly fishing. I've fly fished a couple times. In theory,
I can't wait to hear this comparison.
Oh, well, here's the thing. In theory, like, you watch River Runs Through It, you're like, fly fishing's sick. You go out and fly fish, you're like, this sucks. Like, I wish I was a whole, like, I always say this, like, there would be nothing, dude. I would love to be like the guy who's like, dude, I go to mass fucking every day, and I'm like, I would love to be so sure that there's some awesome place to go to. Yeah. But I'm like, I have too many questions. Like, I said to my wife, like, okay, let's say I died next week, right?
Okay.
So, and then my friend Cedar, who I went to college, Kevin Cedarchuk, went to college, swoops in, and, you know, because this kind of happened to somebody in her family, and then he's, like, living with you, and, like, you start a relationship with him. Cedar's a great guy, you know what I mean? I'm like, so now we all get to heaven. Do I get to kick the fucking shit out of him? Like, how does that work? And she's like, well, I don't think that's how it works. I'm like, well, that's why I'm asking the questions. Is it okay to ask questions?
It's a fair question.
I mean, because that would be fucked up. I'd be waiting up there like, dude, I've been waiting a while to see you.
I haven't left purgatory yet.
But then she was like, well, would you rather it be him or some random dude? I'm like, I don't know. I guess him, maybe. I don't know. I mean, he's a good dude. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I hate church. I think the place sucks.
If there was Vegas odds on how many times I go into a church, excluding wakes and funerals, because, you know, I'm there Vegas line is 1.5 times a year. Usually it's like Easter and then like Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I'm a big fake Catholic.
Yeah.
My father, God rest his soul, huge fake Catholic. He loved wakes, loved funerals, biggest fucking professional waker you've ever met in your life. And he would drag me along. If I barely knew these people, he would drag me along. And he'd be like, all right, we're going to go to this wake. Why? Well, because you met him once in 1994.
That's what you're going to do.
And then the crazy bastard would recite the Mass in Latin because he went to Chevres, which is a Catholic fucking...
Yeah.
My father fucking dropped out in 8th grade, but he can recite shit in Latin. And he was like showing off. And I'm like, we're at Jimmy Black's wake. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Like, this is fine. Let them do that. That's why we pass the hat around so they get paid. We're good.
First of all, I dread the day when somebody close to me dies.
Yep.
Not because they're dead, even though that's horrible.
Yep.
Primarily because the idea of standing in line and talking to that many people is
it's
fucking awful.
So both of my parents passed.
Yeah.
I'm a seasoned vet as an orphan. And it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal. But what I will say, since we're on the Irish topic,
Sure.
there is nothing better than an Irish wake. Because my cousin Pat, who I would love to have him on here one day, is the funniest kid on earth when people die. He's just like, we all do it, but there's no one better than him.
Sure.
And he just makes it better. I mean, you lose your fucking parents, it sucks.
Of course.
You know? And he'll just come up, you know, someone in line, and he'll just sit there and just shit on him.
Yeah.
While I'm bawling my eyes, I'm like, if I fucking miss my parents. And he's just like, yeah, dude, look at this person. Like, you know what I mean? How many shots are there in that pack? You know what I mean? Like, he just goes on and on and on. The other thing that we do that I think is prone to Boston, and maybe just Boston. I think everyone around here does it. We tailgate at wakes.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
We had a wake not too long ago, and it was my girl's stepfather. And he was a great guy. He was originally from Minnesota. Massive, just like us, massive into his Irish heritage. Robert Green is his name. But he was from Minnesota, came to Boston in like 2000. Good dude. And his family came out, and they were, I can't describe Minnesota people. They're just a different breed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They love the Vikings. That's for sure.
There's a lot going on out there.
Not a lot going on. They get the Mall of America, and that's it. But his brother's out there, and we couldn't be more polar opposites. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to be, hospitable.
Sure.
And I'm like, come outside. And he's like, oh, for what? I'm like, well, we have a trunk full of beers. He's
Yeah.
like, you have what? And he was beside himself. And then, like, the couple guys that we coached together, not really from, like, this area, they're like, you guys have beers here? I'm like, yeah, I also have whiskey in my
Yeah.
breast pocket, too.
Sure.
That's something I think is very prone to Boston
Yeah.
as well.
Yes.
I remember I was 19 when my mom died, but I was in line. And like I said, I have 4 sisters and a brother. My brother's outside almost the entire time.
Yeah.
And this is back when like wakes were 2 to 4, 6 to 8.
Sure.
So you had a little break in between. Well, in between, him and my other sister were fucking legless. And I'm like, we gotta get that shit in Ireland because we need you to come back.
Yeah, you need to get back on the fucking pace.
And you need a bacon burger immediately, something. And we ended up going to my sister Darcy's house and we regrouped a little bit, but that's how it is.
Dude.
That's how it is.
I mean, unfortunately this past summer, we lost like my best friend growing up, sudden heart attack.
Sucks.
Horrible. My father came in here on like day 3 and he was like, you guys don't quit, huh? I'm like, because like we would have people in the garage every day after everything would go on. We would come back here, all your friends, you know what I mean? You're in that grieving, healing, fucking, like laughter type stuff,
Yep.
But yeah, that's part of and I remember when I was a little kid, I remember my dad's father dying. He was one of 6. My dad was one of 6. And his brother lived in Melrose. We went over there and it was a party. And like they were just telling stories about him and like,
and honestly, that's how it should be.
Of course it should be, dude. I want a huge party. if I
Why?
die.
Like, it's fine to cry.
Yeah.
That's fucking normal. But if you're not telling me a funny story immediately afterwards, I don't want to be there.
No,
What are
I agree.
we gonna do? Sob?
Yeah.
No, get
No.
that over with, and it's happening. You'll get it randomly. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
And let's fucking laugh and fucking remember the person that croaked.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's not, I mean, look, it's not, like, none of those situations are ever, like, easy, but I'll tell you what, nothing ever gets hurt by, like, having a good time. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, or trying to find some type of way to fucking, laughter's the best medicine. That's fucking, no questions asked, dude.
I had this conversation with my foreman who is 24 years old. The kid's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
He's actually in Ireland right now with the worst sneakers on ever. He's all over Facebook, and I'm like, you're never gonna get laid like that. He's 24. He's wearing New Balances tied to the gills. I go, this is why girls are calling you fucking useless. Like, what are you doing, dude? Get your life together. You know what I mean? But shout out to Paul. But what was I getting at? So what were we just saying?
Oh, laughter's the best medicine.
So I said to him, I go, Paul, you're the only foreman I've ever worked for who you allow like me to work with Paul because me and Paul fucking click so well. He goes, yeah. He goes, what am I going to put you with the other dude? Because you guys are going to be miserable all day.
Yeah.
We work so much better when we're fucking dying laughing.
Sure.
If more foremen figured that out,
Yeah.
the world would be built in record time.
Yeah.
But you got these fucking miserable bastards and they're just like, oh, you got to go work with it. And it's like, all right, I'll work with them. And I try to make the best of it, but sometimes people just don't want to talk.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just, that's not my forte.
No.
I'll talk to a guy who can't talk.
I know.
You know what I mean? I
I
tried
know.
to talk to the deaf fucking basketball team and I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, dude, it's true. I mean, when you luckily by design, I work with 2 guys, and they're both like we were both all friends before we worked together.
Right.
So like we have a blast together. You know what I mean? And like so, work sucks. Here's the bottom line: work in general. If you're one of those psychopaths, by the way, who's like, I fucking love my sales job. Do me a favor, go jump off the fucking Tobin Bridge. You're a loser.
The big thing on construction site, I'm a local 12 plumber for those wondering. Local 12, shout out. But the big thing, it's fucking, we're just getting over the winter. Heat's in the tools. Yeah, well, it's still fucking 3 degrees in Boston.
Yeah.
So as much as I would love to not work and fucking pretend to do the shit, but I need to get paid, don't give me that heat's in the tools. That is the fucking worst line ever. No one wants to hear it.
What's that supposed to mean? That
Like, if you keep working, you won't be cold.
oh.
No, fuck that. I'd rather bullshit with you near the fucking heat. like the fucking the generator, salamander, or whatever.
I know. My buddy's like one of the guys.
The
who
heat's in the tools. No, it's
One
not.
of the guys who played cornhole he's a union carpenter and he works scaffold, and he's like, we come in on Thursday.
That's the worst.
And he'd be like, dude, it's freezing today. And he'd be like, was it freezing at your desk job today?
Yeah.
He's like, because I was on top of fucking building all day.
Just staring death in the face.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
fucking brutal. I couldn't. I mean, I can't do heights, so I couldn't. I mean, I can do them, but like I don't. I can't be that guy who's like just on like a pole,
Right.
like, connecting like iron,
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, you got to be a different breed for that for sure.
All right, so I think we can wrap this first one up, dude.
Sure.
That was a good first rip.
I'm winning.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's good when I'm checking my clock to see how much time we made up.
Right.
So I think that was about an hour.
Sweet.
So we'll be back, but yeah, so we'll be trying to do this weekly for sure. And if you like it, you can leave a review on like the iTunes. We'll be up there, or Spotify, or whatever you do it. And somehow I think that might help us get found by other people. And if you like it, just share it. You know what I mean?
Want to sponsor us? Do it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have any sponsors yet. We're gonna see.
I think Pizza Hut's out of the question.
Pizza Hut's out, and you can't. I thought about that because like we had sponsorships on our old show.
Yeah.
And I think you got to hear it first to know if you want to sponsor it or not.
Yeah. I mean, just fucking roll the dice, dude.
Yeah.
We just kind of bounce off each other. I think that was like when I was trying to explain to people. I was like, hey, me and my buddy are doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And like, do I know him? I'm like, probably not. I said,
No.
but we just fucking met and we just bounced off each other and it just worked.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you know, like once you start talking to somebody and you have the same you have the same feel, like same shit makes you laugh.
Right.
Same shit, like you're the same as like we've talked about before, but we're both of the nature of like gregarious. We like to meet people. We like to do that shit. Like, anyways, but all right, we'll be back next week.
Sweet.
It was real, kid.